Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am Canon EOS photographer Randall M, and today I'm going to talk to you about my 580 EX Speedlite. This is Canon's Speedlite. It's made specifically for Canon cameras. It'll work with pretty much anything that's made by Canon that accepts a flash. Will fit on it for the most part. There may be a few exceptions, but for overall, this will fit with any Canon camera. Now, let me talk to you about some of the really cool features and some of the things I really like and don't like. First of all, it's got this little infrared sensor here, which is really which is really nice because you can see at night. Well, I can't see, but the autofocus system, this is what they call AF illuminator. It puts out a little red light when it's needed, and it helps the autofocus system see enough to autofocus, which is really, really neat. Now, a lot of times, what you can do, for example, I have this camera. This is what I see. If the camera doesn't have enough light to autofocus, sometimes what it will do automatically, unless you have it turned to no flash, is that the flash will pop up and it will fire several flashes, and that will give you the camera enough illumination to autofocus. Okay, but if you're in a situation where firing off a lot of flashes, or you still won't fire out any flashes at all, for whatever reason, but you need to get that autofocus, this illuminator is very, very good. Okay. Now, generally speaking, when you do use the illuminator with the flash, you're going to be using the flash. But there may be, there is a way you can use the flash to illuminate use the autofocus part without using the flash. So you have to set it up a certain way, but you can do it. Okay, so it's not too hard, but it does take a little bit of setting up to do. So the illumination is far superior to having one of the Canon cameras with the built-in flash that pops up and sprays several flashes. It's more professional. It's not as annoying. The red light it's not like a laser. It's more like a flat infrared beam. It kind of spreads out a little bit. In fact, if I were to turn the lights off, I don't have any batteries in this right now. As you can see, to push down, but there's no batteries in it right now. So if I had 4 AA batteries, or had it connected to a power source, I can turn the lights off and test it, and you can see the red light on the wall. It makes a little pattern, and it shoots it out to whatever you're trying to focus on, as long as it's not too far away. So it's a really good feature. I really like this. Some Canon flashes have ones that are smaller, but I really like the size of this one, as far as the fact because it's the size it is, it's one of the best. There's some newer technology, obviously, and some newer flashes, but this still holds its own when it comes to sending out that light that, for the most part, isn't very noticeable. I mean, if you're looking straight at it, obviously you're going to notice it, and if you're looking at it from not too far away, you're going to notice it, but it's not too, for example, if I shoot on that over there, it's a little bit noticeable, but when you pull the trigger, the flash goes off, the red light's not there, so it doesn't show up in your picture. So that's the main thing. So that's one of the great advantages of the 580 EX. Okay, so Speedlite. One of the other things I like about it is the single push button. Okay, used to, you had to push the button over here, and there was a button over here, and you had to do both of them at the same time to get it to rotate or to do whatever. Now you just have to push one button, and that makes it a lot easier. You just push one button, it pivots, rotates. It won't rotate or pivot unless you push the button. Okay, so once you push it, once it goes all the way. Say, for example, I can do. Okay, but once it goes all the way, it locks. So it locks this way, locks that way. However, if you put it in between distances, you can rotate it until you lock it one way or the other. So, and the same with the twist. Okay, you can rotate it this way, but once it gets in, once it unless it goes back to the original position. That way, it locks. Okay. So, it takes a little getting used to, but it's not too bad to deal with. One button, though, is better than two because it just makes it a whole lot easier to deal with. And all you gotta do is push the button down, flip it, turn it whichever way. You know, you can even, if you want to, you can shoot behind you, which I don't know why you'd want to, but there could be some situations where that might be a neat little effect. You know, depending on what you're shooting and where you're at and anything. But for studios, this is great because you can set this flash up and you can shoot, you know, different angles. And I mean, in studio, it's great. You put it on a pole or a tripod. But for the camera, it's great too because you can also, you can bounce flash at different angles. You can, if you need to, you can put a little adapter cord on here and go off camera flash. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. You know, you have to read up on different things about bounce photography and off-camera photography, and just, you know, be creative. You know, if you just want to be creative and try some different things, that's kind of neat. That's one of the neat things about photography, especially digital. Now that it's cheaper, is that you can try the 20 photos here and 30 photos here, and you know, if you don't like 10 of them here, take 20 more or take 1,000 more. You know what I'm saying? You can delete them and erase them, and it's no cost. Trust me, back when we had film, that was not the case. Digital's awesome. I love it. That's all I'm going to say on that. One of the great things I like about this one is it's got markers for 45 degrees, 60, 75, and of course you go all the way to 90. So I really like that. There are a lot of features I could go over as far as the actual flash, as far as the multi-burst, whether you want different settings of the flash. I normally set it to auto flash. That way I let the camera and the flash talk to each other and give me the automatic flash as best as possible. Saves power, it's quicker, it's faster. 99.99% of the time, that's how I do it. Every once in a while, if I'm trying to do a specific picture or certain setting, I may sit there and adjust the flash. But that's a very seldom case. I normally just put it on auto, let it do its own thing. Use the internal measurements of the flash and the camera working together to get the best picture the quickest and easiest. Now, let me talk about speed of the flash. One of the things that I don't like about this flash is the speed of the flash when you use the batteries, 4 AA batteries. Now, a lot of times you will see people on TV, especially like Entertainment Tonight and TMZ and shows like that, where paparazzi and a lot of people are taking pictures, and that you see this exact flash. Because this is what really got me when I first got it, was the fact you see people using this exact flash, and they're sitting there and they'll take 40 or 50 pictures non-stop. It's like, and every time they fire, flash goes off. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, you put 4 AA batteries in here, whether it's Duracell, Energizer, or whatever, you're not going to get 40 or 50 non-stop flashes. It's not going to happen. Especially with today's high-end, where you can shoot 3 frames, 5 frames, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 frames, sometimes 14 frames a second. You're not going to get flashes with 4 AA batteries. So the one thing I figured out through doing research and looking on the information on the internet and reading books, different photography books, is that this flash is capable of doing that many cycles. The problem is that the batteries, the 4 AA batteries, simply don't have enough energy to recycle the flash that fast. So to get the flash to do that many cycles, you have to, what you have to do is got a little thing here. Let me see if I can get it off here. I never take this off, so there is a little thing right here that you can plug in, and you can get what's called a battery adapter or a battery pack. It's got like a whole bunch of batteries, and a lot of times you can sling it around your shoulder, and you get a cable that goes from the battery pack to the flash, and that battery pack, it can do a bit more than the 4 AA batteries, or it has more power output, and it's a lot faster, and you can get, depending on what kind of battery pack you get, you can really kick up the performance of this flash. Downside to it is, obviously, you have to carry it's another thing you have to carry, it's another thing you have to recharge, it's an extra accessory that you have to deal with. Put in your camera bag, for example. So, but if you're in a situation, or in situations a lot of times where you need rapid fire flash, that is what you're going to have to do, because 4 AA batteries do not, let me rephrase, do not keep up with what you see like on TMZ or Entertainment Tonight, or those shows where they show you with a paparazzi, you're taking pictures, they're just sitting there. Not only do they have a good camera, that's better than mine, but it's not so much they have a better flash, they just have battery packs and accessories that speed up the flash, or give the flash the ability to keep going at that speed. But you will notice when you do that, it does get warm, so you gotta be careful about that. But it is capable. It is capable of doing more than you can do with just simply the 4 batteries. So that's something to keep in mind if you want to buy this flash. If you really want to kick out the flashes, you're going to need a battery, and just one of those heavy-duty industrial professional battery packs, which you can get on Amazon or eBay or your local photography store, more than likely. Another thing I like is this built-in little. It's got a white thing, which I have my name and phone number on here. I'm going to show you that. I'll take out my name, phone number, where my finger is. It's got this little, so it's got that you can bounce it with. It's got this little filtery thing that does it. I never use it, but it's there if I want to take a lot of close-ups, and I mean that's what it's for. So instead of spreading out the flash like this, it spreads it out, and it's real good for close-ups. I really don't use that white much, but I don't know if you can see that. I don't know how, but anyway, basically it's got a little prism in there, and it spreads it out even more. So if you need to like close up to a subject and you need to do a lot of flashing, flash read close up, it's a good little feature to have. It does help if you're doing constantly a lot of close up facial work, where you're doing just the face or you're doing portrait photography. It's a good little thing to have, and it does, like I said, it does help. And it's built in, and all you gotta do is put it up if you don't want it. So it's a neat little gadget to have built into the flash, which I really like. Don't use it a whole lot, but it's nice to know it's there if you do need it. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that do use it every day. So there's a lot of things I can say about that. I mean, I can go into a lot of the features. I may do that in another video, talking about all the different features in the flash. But trust me, that's going to take a long time, because there's a lot of features that you can do. A lot of things you can zoom the flash head in and out. You can set multi-burst. You can do different power outputs. I mean, there's a lot of custom features that you can do to change your photography or do different effects, as well as the placement of the flash. So I may go over that, but I just want to say this is a great little flash. Well, not little, but it's great. Flash. This costs about if I remember right, this is about $450. I have not had and I'm going to say, I have not had a single problem with this flash. Again, the only problem I have with this flash is the fact it does eat batteries. It goes through the batteries pretty quick compared to other things. Although it's not too bad. One is it does use batteries. 2, it's not as fast as you see. Like I said earlier in the video. It doesn't shoot the high speed, like, a lot of them, unless you have an additional battery pack that's meant for high speed flash photography. So those are the 2 things. Having said that, this flash, I have not had a single problem with this flash. This flash is probably 7 years old, give or take, since I've had it. It cost about $450 new when I bought it. And I have not had a single problem with this. Not a single problem. I take care of my equipment because I have to pay for my own stuff. And what I get is mine, and I have to take care of it, because I know if I break it, I'm either not going to have it, or I'm going to have to spend money to replace it. Or I may have to go for a while without it until I can afford to get a replacement. So I take good care of my equipment. They've got a newer... one of the newer things I like about the newer flashes that this one doesn't have is with this one you have to twist it. And you have to get a twisty thing. The newer ones has something where all you gotta do is just flip the dial over and it flips down tight. In fact, I think part of it's metal. This is plastic. Still, again, as long as you take care of it and do what you're supposed to with it, it's fine. But it's made in Japan, Canon ink. Highly recommend it. It has served me very, very well. This is one of the best flashes I've ever had. And it's very, very good. The build quality, the endurance of it, the way it's made, the design, it looks neat. It works good. For the most part, I can't say anything wrong against it. Okay? So I would highly recommend the 580EX. I think the current model now is the 580EX2. And they also have, of course, the RT600, which is the Radio Transmitter 600. So there's some newer flashes that supersede this or a little bit better. But let me tell you, if you don't want to spend the money for, they say, the R600 or the EX2, the EX is excellent. Highly recommend it, okay? Again, I've had this for many years. Beautiful. And again, let's just show you real quick. All you gotta do, put it on, twist it down, boom, you're ready to go. That's all there is to it. Take it off, just untwist it, untwist that a couple turns, pull it off, ready to go. If you want to put it in your camera bag or put it in your pocket or wherever you keep it. I keep it in your camera bag. So there you go, my review of the 580EX flash for your Canon camera. And again, it works with a lot of different cameras. So if you're thinking about buying a flash, or a bigger flash, or a more professional flash, you might want to seriously consider the 580EX. Not the newest flash, but a good one, and a well-made one, and one that has served me very, very well. So with that in mind, I think I'll end my video by saying thanks for watching, have a good day, and may God bless you. And as always, keep taking those pictures. Goodbye.